Hello, love. Question: would you like to learn faster? The stakes of learning have never been higher. As we've discussed, we're living amidst the info revolution, the third major revolution, where it's learn or be left behind. Those who control knowledge, those who understand how to learn faster, those who control knowledge systems, these are the people who rule the world right now. It's less about land and machines than it's ever been. It's more of a level playing field than it's ever been, but we have to learn faster, right? Because if we learn faster, the gains are exponential, because that saves us time on everything. So our highest priority in the short term should be whatever saves us the most time in the long term. And learning to learn faster is at the very, very top of the list. So whatever you're doing, those small fires, this is really more important and will save you more time in the long term. It'll be worth it. Will be worth it. So, learn faster while you're sleeping is the topic. We're doing a little series on these learning hacks. Learning faster while you're sleeping, very important, because we sleep every night. We spend about a third of our time sleeping, or less, or more, and it's easy to waste a third of our life unless we're deliberately using it to learn faster as we can. And I mean, this is fairly certain with the science that we have, that sleep equals memory consolidation. Sleep is our way of storing what happened in the day in our brain so that we can recall later. If we miss sleep, we don't learn, we don't remember. If we get good sleep, we do learn. And what science has also found is there's a recency bias to sleep. Whatever we learn or studying, practicing, the hour before sleep tends to be consolidated better. And that makes sense because we have a recency bias. We tend to remember whatever happens at the end of a sequence. We remember what happens at the end of the day. We forget what happens in the morning. So whatever we're thinking about going to sleep, we take with us into our dream, into our memory consolidation. So if we want to learn faster, whatever it is we're learning, we need to be deliberately learning that as we're going to sleep, ideally with synesthetic learning, as we last covered, where you're reading it, you're writing it, you're speaking it. This is the confluence of learning tactics for super learning. And this is also, there's the science, but I've noticed something from the successful people I've been studying. Grant Cardone writes down his goals before going to sleep, as every night the last thing he does. Daymond John reads his goals before going to sleep. These are successful people. If you want to learn how to move towards your goals, write them down before going to sleep. Although we have painters who paint before going to sleep, we have athletes who run through their exercises and they're mentally before going to sleep. Me personally, I've been using this learning while I sleep thing throughout my life on different topics. When I was training to dunk a basketball, I would think about dunking before going to sleep, and I would take that with me into my dreams, dream control, and I was actually having vivid dunking dreams before I started doing it in person, and eventually was doing crazier dunks in person than I was able to even imagine in my dreams, is the truth. However, right now I don't give a fuck about dunking because we live in the information age. It's learn or be left behind. I realized, man, I need to catch up. So now what I'm doing is I'm reading before I go to sleep every night, an hour. Not just reading, but synesthetic reading, where I write and underline. Let me pull out any of these books here. How to Win Friends and Influence People. This is synesthetic reading. It's where you outline and you read key words and you take notes in the margins. That is synesthetic, right? So we have a confluence of super learning techniques. When you go to sleep, it's consolidated through recency bias. You learn way more faster. And there's a flip side to this. You need to be very careful that in that last hour before sleep is not fluff. There's not porn, there's not politics, there's not stuff that you don't care about. I mean, if you're gonna digest that kind of information, first of all, we really shouldn't be, but if you are, just not in that last hour. That's the most crucial hour, right? That last hour should be what's most important for us to learn faster. Again, because the stakes are so high, it's learn or be left behind. And a third of our life asleep. We need to be learning during that time, memory consolidation. So, hope you found this helpful. Learn faster while you sleep. Let me know what you think in the comments. What do you do before sleep? What's your pre-sleep ritual for learning more? How are you going to use this? What other learning hacks do you want to hear about? And check out the previous video, Synesthetic Learning. And if you found this helpful, share it with your friends and family and subscribe. And much love. I'll see you back here tomorrow.